This presentation analyzes the responses of Shenandoah residents who took part in the community visioning assessment process. The information in the following slides is intended to inform the Shenandoah Visioning Committee and design team during the design process. We conducted virtual community focus groups and sent a random sample survey to 595 Shenandoah households. The quantitative data collected from survey responses complement the qualitative information gathered from the focus groups. Different transportation users have different needs and priorities. Older adults want access to local services. Active recreationists want to be challenged while engaging in physical activity. Parents are concerned for the safety of their children. People with mobility issues prefer smooth surfaces and safe traffic crossings. Youth want complete sidewalks and safe crossings. We conducted focus groups with people from each of these different demographics to obtain a complete picture of the transportation system in Shenandoah. All user types travel around Shenandoah by walking. Older adults, active recreationists, parents, and mobility challenged people also drive. Youth and actives bike on the Wabash Trace Nature Trail. Some older adults and mobility challenged people use walkers and wheelchairs to navigate the community. Focus group participants were asked what they consider community assets. Shenandoah has an abundance of parks, including Little Waubonsee, Sportsman's Park, Green Park, and Macomb Park. Youth and actives enjoy Sportsman's Park because of the trail access and sports amenities. Parents appreciate the natural elements at Waubonsee Park. The Wabash Trace Nature Trail is a popular place for exercise. However, the trail route through town is not accessible and wayfinding signage is insufficient. During the focus groups, participants also identified undesirable features in town, such as incomplete and poor sidewalks, lack of connectivity, insufficient infrastructure, lack of signage, and heavy traffic. Residents frequently mentioned the incomplete and poor sidewalks throughout town. Older adults, youth, and mobility challenged residents don't always feel safe using the sidewalks. Finally, focus group participants had the opportunity to tell us what changes they want in Shenandoah. Residents want more designated pedestrian and cyclist paths throughout town, as well as more amenities such as bike stations, bike racks, and better lighting. The youth want additional trees planted and more public art. The mobility challenged group would like more curb ramps. Most groups express the need for more connectivity among local destinations. Some participants would like the safe route to school to be expanded. 187 Shenandoah residents completed the random sample survey. Understanding what types of improvements are important to residents gives the Visioning Committee insight into how to prioritize projects. The information summarized here includes respondents' willingness to help, their enhancement priorities, their preferred commuting, walking, and biking routes, and qualities they desire on their trail route. More than 52% of survey respondents answered that they are willing to help with the visioning process, whether this be volunteering time, money, or both. How do we get people to help? According to an ISU study of Iowa small towns, in 2014, the most common reason residents said they didn't become involved in community projects is that no one asked them. Others indicated that they didn't know how to become involved. These results show that the best ways to get people involved in community projects is to simply ask them, along with advertising opportunities through traditional and social media outlets. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, participants in Shenandoah ranked better accommodating mobility needs of seniors as most important. Other types of transportation enhancements that address pedestrian mobility, health, and safety are also considered important, such as improving night use, creating more opportunities for physical activity, and creating better pedestrian connections. In terms of quality of the built environment, survey respondents consider better neighborhood streetscapes as most important, followed by enhanced seasonal beauty and habitat for birds and pollinators. Most survey respondents drive to important destinations such as the convenience store, the post office, school, and church. Less than 20% carpool or ride with someone else. More than 16% of participants indicated that they walk, and more than 10% bike to their destination. This map shows the commuting routes identified by 75 survey respondents. The frequency that the routes are used is depicted by their width, with most frequently used routes being thickest. The primary east-west commuting corridor in Shenandoah is West Nishna Road, particularly between Elm and Fremont Streets. North-south routes include Fremont, Elm, and Center Streets. A number of people also travel southeast on Anacross Highway to Highway 2. Some people travel west out of town on 190th Street. Longman Drive, Mustang Drive, and Pershing Avenue are also frequently used by commuters. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, survey participants ranked the characteristics and features that factored into their choice of commuting route. Shenandoah respondents chose their routes primarily for other reasons, which include avoiding stop signs and avoiding potholes. Time to destination is the next most important factor. This map shows the walking routes identified by 112 survey respondents. The most popular city streets where people walk include West Sheridan Avenue, Elm Street, Church Street, and West Summit Avenue. Walkers also make loops around Rose Hill Cemetery and around the middle and high schools. Park Avenue, Anacross Highway near the schools, Mustang Drive, and East Pioneer Avenue are also frequently used as walking routes. The Wabash Trace Nature Trail is also a popular walking venue. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, survey participants ranked the characteristics and features that made their walking experience better. These features are categorized as either connections or conditions and elements. The most significant influencers on people's walking patterns are among the other reasons, which include smooth surfaces, level terrain, and avoiding loose pets. Good sidewalks and lighting are also important features for walkers. This map shows the biking routes identified by 44 survey respondents. The Wabash Trace, especially from Sportsman's Park north out of town, is the most popular biking route. Cyclists ride on most city streets. However, streets that connect cyclists to the trace are more popular, including Ferguson Avenue, Argus Road, North Sycamore Street, and West Valley Avenue. Some bikers make a loop consisting of Ferguson Avenue, Fremont Street, West Nishna Road, and Center Street. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, survey participants ranked the characteristics and features that make their biking experience better. These features are categorized as either connections or conditions and elements. Among Sheridan participants, access to trails is most important. In terms of conditions and elements, other factors, such as smooth surfaces, level terrain, residential areas, and access to places to stop and eat, are the most important elements. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most important, survey participants rank the characteristics and features that make their trail experience better. Like the bike route features, they are categorized as either connections or conditions and elements. Conditions and elements are more important to Shenandoah trail users than connections, with the most important being other features such as safety, paved surfaces, and access to beverages. In terms of connections, access to natural areas is considered most important. If you have any questions about this presentation of the community visioning process, contact the members of your local visioning committee or check us out on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. A complete set of assessment presentation boards can be found on the Shenandoah Visioning webpage at www.communityvisioning.org/Shenandoah.